I attempted to collect all 12 raid exotics in one stream, a challenge that I've failed many times. But today was gonna be different. Today I was gonna stream until I collected every single raid exotic in the game, no matter how long it took. The only way I could fail is if one exotic was just so brutal and so painful that my soul and very being couldn't take the pain anymore. Surely it wouldn't come to that. If you end up enjoying this video, make sure to hit the like button, and if you're new, go and subscribe, as we'd love to have you. And if this video hits 5,000 likes, we'll try this again if you guys would like to see this in Destiny 1. Also, I'll be live at twitch.tv/cbgray attempting more challenges like these, so if you want to see these live, make sure to come check us out. I also made a Patreon, so if you want to see these videos early and support our challenges, we'd love to have you over there. Lastly, I made a plushie. Make sure to buy it for times 1,000 RNG boosts. Now back on topic, you may be asking, how in the world is this possible? Well, with the normal limitations of our game, as well as the departure of Pantheon, this wouldn't be possible. But our challenges aren't normal Destiny 2 challenges, they're Pokemon challenges. It doesn't matter if it takes having Pokemon Diamond, Pokemon Pearl, and Pokemon Platinum, it's just about completing your Pokedex. And that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be using multiple accounts to make this possible. Now let's talk about the exotics that we're going to be going after. We're going to be collecting 1,000 Voices, Divinity, Eyes of Tomorrow, Vex Mythoclast, Collective Obligation, Touch of Malice, Conditional Finality, Necrochasm, and Euphony. We'll also be getting the Spoil exotics, so we're going to be getting Legend of Acrius, Anarchy, and Tarbah as well. We'll be going in the order of each raid exotic's release in Destiny 2, so this should add a little bit of fun to it as well. With all that out of the way, let's go over some rules. 1. I can only farm checkpoints for raids I've already gotten through myself. 2. Every account I play with must be a newly created account. And 3. No cheating, but that's a given. With all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into the Pain I Mean challenge. I hope you enjoy. I start off this challenge the way that all of our challenges start, with New Light. This is Bungie's way of introducing new players to the world of Destiny. With Into the Light's launch before Final Shape, Bungie introduced a New Light skip that allowed you to skip New Light after the first 2 mini missions. Unfortunately, you can't skip all of New Light, but this still does save a lot of time. I run through the first couple missions and I take advantage of the skip that sends me off to the tower, where I'm greeted with an unskippable cutscene.
This cutscene's unskippable though, by the way, guys.
After this, I just needed to upgrade my Guardian rank up to 2, and then it was off to the tree, followed by talking to Zavala. Getting to Guardian rank 2 is what allows you to fly through the solar system. We'll talk more about Guardian ranks later. If you've watched some of our challenges in the past, you know that I'm a big fan of Guardian ranks. Okay, let's move on. For now, we headed off to Ikora to pick up something that was also recently introduced, the New Light kit. This was something that was added during Into the Light to help out new players. With this, I'm able to pick up some goodies like the Sunshot, something that will be massive for the early game in our challenges. Now that we finished our tower chores, it was time to power grind for the raid, which meant it was time for the Legendary campaign. Just kidding, with the addition of the Fireteam power feature in Final Shape, your power level is now boosted up to the power level of the highest member in your Fireteam, -5. This means that if I have a teammate that's 2,000 power, I'll automatically be 1995. This is huge for our challenges, and it's going to save us so much time. With everything all set, it was time to go after our first raid exotic, the Legend of Acrius. Now, if you remember what I said earlier, we're going to be going in order of each of the raids that came out in Destiny 2. Now, technically, that would mean that we should be starting with 1,000 Voices, because Last Wish is the oldest raid currently in the game, but we're going to pretend like Leviathan is still in the game and that the DCV isn't real. Basically, we're going to be jumping into a pod and reliving some of our dearest memories, kind of like the Infinite Tsukiyomi. For those that don't know, Legend of Acrius was the first raid exotic to be introduced in Destiny 2, and we obtained it from a quest after we beat the Leviathan raid. Sounds cool, right? Well, you know what's even cooler? Sitting in the first encounter in Salvation's Edge for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, grinding to get 240 spoils. When Beyond Light came out, Bungie sent Leviathan into the Shadow Realm, and now the way we obtain Legend of Acrius is with spoils. Fun. With that being said, I opened my wallet and I purchased the Final Shape Deluxe Edition, which gave me some extra goodies that I'd use later, but mainly it was to get me into Salvation's Edge so we could get to work. Also, before I forget, let me tell you the name of the hero in today's story. Seb, the name of our plushie. Double E for exotic engram in between the CB. Getting back into the raid though, for those that don't know how spoils work, they can drop from places like raid chests across the different raids. In terms of endlessly farming the spoils though, you're only supposed to be able to farm the most recent raids for spoils after beating the encounter one time, then you can farm them after. Notice how I said supposed to be. We're gonna revisit what I just said here a little bit later. Anyways, for now this means that after I complete the first encounter of Salvation's Edge once, every other time I complete it, it's gonna drop spoils for me. Essentially what I'm saying is with patience, I could get all of the spoil exotics just by sitting in the same encounter. Now with that being said, I am going to lose my sanity in exchange for these weapons, but that was a trade that I was willing to make. Each time you complete the encounter after the first completion, you're awarded with 5 spoils. This meant that I was going to need to do this 240 divided by 5 equaling 48 runs of this. Wait, I feel like I'm missing something. Oh yeah, there's 2 more spoil exotics which also require 240 spoils, meaning 48 multiplied by 3 equaling 144 runs. Why am I doing this challenge again? There's been a lot of exotics that have failed me, but you know what's never failed me? A Starforge PC. Make sure to use my link in the description to get yourself one. Anyways, before I convince myself to build a time machine and stop myself from doing this, let's continue on. The chapter of this video is called Spoils of Constant Pain. I mean Conquest. We run through the first encounter over and over and over and over again until we cross the 5-hour mark. At this point, we now have 65 spoils, meaning we've done this 13 times so far. This encounter was far more painful than when I did this on the collecting all the exotic challenge where I could farm Ron's first encounter, which could be done in a third of the time. After 13 runs of this, I decided that I had had enough and I needed to do this in a better way. Or at least try to. We press on past the first encounter of Salvation's Edge, getting to the Herald. You might be wondering why. Well, there was a secret chest after that we could grab on each character that would get us 15 spoils. I decided that this was going to be the new route that we would go. Also, before we started this plan, we decided to stop by Shahan again to grab Tessellation as well as the Tractor Cannon from Maeve's Key. Tractor Cannon was another great weapon for the early game of these challenges as it allows me to help a raid team tremendously. Now that we had this, it was time to head back into the raid in order to take on the Herald of the Witness. Once he was dead, we pushed forward to get the spoils on all 3 of our characters. Just kidding. It was time for more New Light! We needed to create our Hunter and Warlock and take them through the first mission of New Light before they'd be able to load into the raid. Once this was completed, I was able to claim the 15 spoils once we made it to the secret chest, bringing us up to 80 spoils. After this, it was on to Vogue. Vault of Glass has 4 chests that drop spoils, which means that we immediately had another 60 spoils for us to pick up. It's also funny to mention that usually despite paying for DLCs on new accounts, it normally still forces me to verify my phone number on these new accounts to play the free raids. To anybody who's watched my challenges, you've seen me call my family to verify accounts in the past as my phone number has hit the limit of accounts that it can verify. Not sure if Bungie hurt me, but you no longer have to verify your phone number for free raids if you spend money on DLCs. Regardless of the reason, thank you so much Bungie for saving me some time. With that knowledge out of the way, we blast through Vault of Glass, picking up 15 spoils each time we made it to another chest. We also were pleasantly surprised when we did the Wait For It challenge that requires killing wyverns on the Conflux encounter when they're sacrificing.
It gave 5. No, it gave 5. It gave 5.
Completing the challenge gave us 5 spoils, which was really good information to know. I had no idea that the challenges and other legacy raids would give spoils out of the second chest. With those additional 5 spoils, we were now up to 145 spoils of Conquest, more than halfway done. Next, it was time for Crota. We grabbed the first chest in the beginning room, which doesn't take much effort, bringing us up to 160 spoils. Keeping the momentum going, we head into Val and grab the chest that also is in the opener. With little effort, we grab another 15 spoils, getting us up to 175 spoils. The next thing on my agenda was to go into Deepstone and grab the first chest in the Sparrow section. Unfortunately, it turns out that it doesn't give spoils anymore. I guess that was a Beyond Light thing, but I remember that chest at one point giving 10 spoils. Just for a bit of heads up, the Garden and Last Wish chests also weren't dropping spoils as well. With that little bit of knowledge out of the way, we moved on to King's Fall. After beating the opening section, we were able to traverse the ships and grab another easy 15 spoils, getting us up to 190 spoils. Now that King's Fall was done, it was on to Root of Nightmares. We beat the opening section, which allowed us to grab another secret chest, bringing us up to 205 spoils. We were getting so close. After this, we proceeded on to Ron, beating the next encounter so we could grab another easy secret chest that that got us up to 220 spoils. Now that we are only 20 more spoils away and we had exhausted the majority of our chests, it was time to head back to where we had started, back to the first encounter of Salvation's Edge. We knocked this out 4 more painful times, and then we finally had our 240 spoils. We were already at the 11-hour mark. This was hurting badly. I still needed to do this 2 more times, but I didn't want to think about that right now. I just wanted to celebrate my victory.
GG's, that is 240. Look at that, max. Thank you.
I headed back to the tower and I went over to the special delivery kiosk near Banshee. Since I purchased the deluxe edition of Final Shape, I had an exotic cipher waiting for me. I picked this up as I would need one to purchase the Legend of Acrius. Luckily, with all the raid loot I had been picking up along the way, I just barely had the required 150k glimmer to make this purchase. After a long and painful journey, Legend of Acrius was mine.
Give me. Oh my gosh.
1 exotic down and 11 more to go. Bungie, can we please get Leviathan back? The next exotic on our list, lucky for us, wasn't a spoil exotic. The second raid to come out in Destiny 2 was when Forsaken launched, and it was Last Wish. This meant that 1000 Voices was the next raid exotic on our list. We purchased Forsaken, and then it was right into Last Wish. We start off at the wish wall, and we put in the wish to give us an extra key for another Riven attempt. The nice thing about Last Wish is you get 4 tries per account. This exotic normally in challenges takes me no more than a few tries. With that being said, if I even needed to create 1 extra account to get this exotic, I would honestly be pretty surprised. After we get our extra key, we wish our way to Riven to get things kicked off. We kill her 3 times on all 3 of our characters in order to save some time so we can just do 1 Queen's Walk at the end. After we deliver the heart, it was time for the moment of truth. Would our first try be the one? Let's find out.
This is the one right here.
Nope.
Nope. Maybe the second?
Nope.
Surely the third, right?
Nope.
Helmet.
Unfortunately not. If the next key didn't drop 1000 voices, we were gonna have to create another account. Let's see if this was the one.
Nope.
Now this game sucks.
To my surprise, unfortunately the first account failed us. This meant that sadly, it was time for more New Light! We were gonna need to repeat the process of doing the first 2 New Light missions, doing the New Light skip, creating the other 2 characters, doing the wish wall to get an extra key, and doing 3 more Rivens before we'd be able to try 4 more attempts. We called the next account Cb2 because I'm not very creative. After all of this busy work, we were finally back and ready to open up 4 more chests. Would any of them bear fruit? Let's find out.
Nope.
I got an ape.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Alright. 2.
Nope.
What a fair game.
Another 4 fails. What was going on here? 1k usually drops so fast on my previous challenges. This was really strange. No matter, surely on our third account we would see better luck after once again going through all of the busy work of getting our new account ready. Surely there was no way that this account would fail us. There was just no way, right?
Nope. 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 Nope.
That was my 4th.
This was getting ridiculous. We were at the 16-hour mark at this point. I can't believe I'm saying it, but I was actually ready to get back to the spoil farming. Why was 1k being so difficult? I just couldn't understand. Clearly we were gonna be in Last Wish for longer than I expected. The only question was, how long?
Nope. 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 Nope.
Bro, this game.
Nope.
Bro, come on.
Nope.
Oh, what the heck, man?
Nope. 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 Nope.
Literally wrong. I told you guys to believe.
After 27 attempts, it dropped. It finally dropped. It took 7 accounts and almost 28 hours to get 1K to drop. I completely underestimated the time it was going to take to make new accounts, do the first couple new light missions, make 2 extra characters, do the wish wall for an extra key, 3 ribbons, and a queen's walk each time just before we could do attempts. This completely evaporated our time. We were now past the 1-day mark and I only had 2 exotics to show for it. Outside of this challenge, getting 2 raid exotics in 1 day would normally be looked at as pretty good, but in the lens of our challenge, this was an absolute failure. I was expecting to be fully through the spoil exotics by this time, but instead, we were just about to begin our second spoil exotic after 28 hours of streaming. But with that being said, it was time for Anarchy. This exotic came from Scourge of the Past, a raid that lives in the past. It was time to go back to Spoil Prison. But before that, let's talk about a realization we made during the countless New Light first missions we were doing earlier. Apparently, according to the April 18th TWAB, or TWID, being in a level 4 clan could get you spoils in the Raid Rotator Challenge. We weren't sure how many, or how this worked, but it was something we wanted to try in our next go-round. With this knowledge, it was time to once again join the CB Subathon clan that you've heard plenty about if you've watched any of our challenges. Luckily, the clan was already at rank 4. Shout out to everybody in there that's keeping the clan active. It was time to dig deep once again. The spoil farm the second time through was gonna be painful, but I felt like I knew a little bit more going into it this time. I still went through every raid chest we could, including the second Crota chest after the bridge this time. Unfortunately, we goofed on saving this checkpoint. If you try having people join up on a completed hallway checkpoint, the door will just be closed and there's nothing you can do to get through it, so you need to make sure you have 3 uncompleted checkpoints here. We also gave the Rotator challenges a try when we got to King's Fall, as it was the Rotator raid. I did the Totems challenge as we were curious to see how many spoils we would get from the challenge, and this is how many we got.
Oh, it's 5. It's still 5. It's still 5.
Just like the Vogue Conflux challenge, I received 5 spoils. Not sure if this would have been less if I wasn't in the clan, but it was at least cool to get something. Funny enough, we tried to do a different challenge on the same character when we got to Golgi, and this is what happened.
Let's go grab the chest while we're at it. Oh wait, actually,
no spoils. Funny enough, you only get spoils 1 time for doing the challenge per character. That means that if you do the challenge for Golgi, Sisters, and Totems on 1 character, you're only going to get spoils once. Now you can go and do your next character and get 5 more spoils, but it's not going to give you spoils for each of the challenges in the Rotator. Only 1 challenge per week per character gives you 5 spoils. With that very convoluted explanation out of the way, here's what I got on my Hunter.
Nice spoil scoop. What do you know? What do you know? Code cracked.
So in conclusion, you can get a total of 15 spoils for doing 3 challenges, 1 per character. Definitely a letdown, but this was at least good to know. We also took advantage of the chest after Caretaker and Val this time to get an extra 15 spoils as well. After a long grind, we found ourselves only 2 spoils away from being at 240 spoils again. This is when something really interesting happened. We headed into Root of Nightmares as we needed to get past the first encounter 1 more time to go grab those chests, and this is what happened.
Wait, so you got spoils on it multiple times? Okay, but I'm saying, but you didn't get spoils 2 times in a row, though, right? It was just, this is your first time getting spoils in that character. Can you do me a test dummy favor and stay on that character? Let me know what happens this next time.
The audio for my Discord wasn't up at this point, so it may have been hard to follow what just happened, but I'll fill in the missing blanks. My teammate got spoils here in a legacy raid. This was not supposed to happen since this was no longer the most recent raid. I wanted to do a test, so we decided to run it back 1 more time. A, I was curious if I'd get spoils if I ran it again on my Titan since I just grabbed loot on this run, but B, and much more importantly, would my teammate get spoils again? If he did, it would mean that you could still endlessly farm spoils in the first encounter of Root of Nightmares. If this was true, this would be absolutely huge. We ran it again, and here's what happened.
And you were on your Hunter last time.
Sure enough, not only did I get my last remaining spoils, but he got spoils again, meaning that Bungie made a mistake. The first encounter of Rooted Nightmares was still possible to endlessly farm for spoils. I wasted so much time on the first encounter of Salvation's Edge. If I just would have known this, it would have saved me hours and hours and hours. We were now past the 36-hour mark on no sleep, and this had crushed me to find out a day and a half late into the challenge. I couldn't stress about it though, as there was nothing I could do. I headed to the tower kiosk ready to claim my Anarchy. For this, I wouldn't even need an exotic cipher. I purchased Forsaken, so I had 3 Forsaken ciphers waiting for me. I used one of them to get my Anarchy, not even needing Glimmer, which was great.
Let's go.
3 exotics down. After this, I took a quick break to eat as I was starving, and once I came back, it was time to grind out our final 240 spoils. I focused back up, and I began the spoil journey one final time. We were almost 2 days straight with no sleep, but I knew we were right there. It was time to get the Crown of Sorrows exotic. It was time to get Tarbah.
Give me my spoils. Let's go to the tower time now is what it is.
Finally, after 2 full days of streaming non-stop, we had the 240 spoils we needed. It was nice that I could farm run at the end and didn't have to do the first encounter of Salvation's Edge even once. For anyone that wants to farm spoils after you get your weekly chest, the first encounter of Run is definitely the play. I head to the tower after this and I met with the massive boot glitch, which is always a funny thing to run into.
Look at my foot. That's Bungie's foot as it stomped on me.
After that little break in the action, I used my Forsaken Cipher in order to pick up the final spoil exotic, the Tarbah.
Boom.
Oh my gosh.
4 exotics down. The next exotic on our list came from the raid that followed Crown of Sorrow, Divinity, from the Garden of Salvation. Unfortunately, this wasn't a quest that we could jump right into. It required me to do the campaign until we unlocked the lectern. I mentally prepared myself, and then we dove in. We pushed through each of the missions, including a Scarlet Keep Strike, until we finally get to the lectern step. Once we got here, I was pleasantly surprised to see a change that didn't exist pre-Final Shape. Before, when doing my raid challenges, getting Phantasmal Fragments used to suck because they cost Legendary Shards. But since Bungie removed Legendary Shards with the launch of Final Shape, these now cost Glimmer, and since I'm loaded with raid loot and legendaries thanks to all the spoil farming, I actually had enough Glimmer to purchase almost all of the Phantasmal Fragments I would need later for the Divinity quest. After grabbing those, it was off to Sorrow's Harbor to kick off the Divinity quest. I went to the portal where Garden of Salvation starts and I killed all of the Vex to get the core to drop. Once this was completed, I followed the steps, including going to Nessus into the Lost Sector to scan the nodes as well as killing the required Vex on the moon. Following this, it was time for me to purchase the Empowered Decryption Core from the Lectern. Unfortunately, I was still short on a few fragments, so I went to the tower to do a selling spree on all of my stuff from my postmaster and my vendors. In the process of that, I found out that I earned the Tractor Catalyst somewhere along the way.
Tractor Catalyst, holy cow, we're big time gaming.
After selling my whole life savings, I was still a little short on the required Glimmer, so I knocked out a few heroic public events.
Oh wow, 12,500?
These give 12,500 Glimmer, which is a super nice chunk of change when being this broke. Once I had the Glimmer I needed, it was back to the moon to finally purchase the Empowered Decryption Core from the Lectern. Now that we had this, it was time to head into Garden of Salvation to claim our prize. We dive into the raid and things start off pretty well. I actually really enjoy going through the puzzle for this quest, funny enough. Anyways, we get through the first few encounters and puzzles with little to no difficulty. It seemed like this was going to be a normal, clean, and easy Divinity run. And then The raid exotic gods hurt me open my mouth and made sure that the rest of this run would go as painfully as possible. With that being said, we finished the Harpy encounter, and then it was time for one of my favorite puzzles of the Divinity quest, the Absolute Chaos puzzle. This puzzle requires you to all form a circle with the tether, and then you essentially run for your lives to activate the nodes on the other side of the spinning washing machine. Unfortunately, the tethers were extremely bugged. And when I say extremely, I mean extremely.
I'm gonna be away from everybody to start. Okay. So now we have 2. Alright, move everybody else, but there's still too much crossing. Here.
Right, no. Everyone move. Everyone move. Right, hey,
Okay.
Up.
Yep. There we go. Okay.
I believe now we're fine. Yes. And so, wait, no we're not. I thought we were fine. It seemed like we were.
Usually once you form a circle, you can just run for your lives, but this time, even the slightest wrong movement or crossing of the tether caused the tether to break no matter what. This caused massive headaches and we had to move extremely slow. Even with the slow movements, when we get to this point, the tether kept breaking until I came up with the bright idea to treat ourselves like we were a moving company trying to move a couch through a really tight hallway.
Yep. I think, but weather with me, everybody stop. Wait, oh, that's okay, stay where we are. I think that's what we do. Because the straight line thing has been working. Let's treat this like we're moving furniture. Let's, as we go, like think about it as we're moving in a couch and we need to get into a hallway. Let's keep going this way, and then eventually Vex and Chris are going to be the new leaders. And you guys are going to take us that way.
Now that the idea was set, it was time to execute it. Let's see how it went.
Went from gardeners to movers. Cheat them. You're not wrong. Yeah, we're your moving crew here to move all your stuff at a low price, a low and affordable rate. Moving all your stuff at a cheap and affordable price. Call 1-800. I hate garden. Alright, keep moving. Same deal. Move the couch. And then pivot. Vex, you should be starting to pivot. Same thing with Chris. You guys are the new leaders. Good. And now keep a consistent pace this time. Do not worry about stuff. We need to move because we can't shoot them anyways. So, consistent pace. Good. Consistent pace. Good. Good.
Oh, here they come.
It's okay. Shipwreck, stop. It's going slow. Alright, everybody get one?
Right,
Alright,
wait.
Yeah, wait.
Hold up.
Take a breather. Back into a box.
Okay.
CB, back into a box.
Yep,
No,
yep.
Steve is where he needs to be.
I thought I was where I needed to be.
Go in the middle.
Yeah.
No,
Vex.
You were really close to crossing.
Oh, sorry.
Vex. Okay,
Vex the
Steve
corner.
Are
Vex
both going in the middle.
Oh, okay.
And then everybody else go in their corner. Scotty, you're going to be going to your left.
Yeah. Vex, go to the middle. And then Shipwreck to the opposite corner.
Yep, just making sure we don't break the...
I'm going for a walk.
Yes.
I'm going for a walk.
Let's go.
I'll move your couch if you need me to. You need me to move your couch? I can move it. All
This is
your
so
moving
stupid.
needs. I got you.
Maybe if I fail this challenge, I can just go work for a moving company. Anyways, after that fiasco, it was on to the final puzzle, which actually worked correctly, thankfully. After this, all that was left was defeating the Sanctified Mind, and then Divinity was mine. 5 out of 12 exotics done. That was probably the most painful Divinity run I've done in a while. Maybe we just made the Divinity gods mad by not having Vero on our team when doing the Divinity quest. Usually she's always there to run it with us. Shout out to Vero. One thing that I did feel relieved about though, was that I really didn't have any more spoils or quest exotics unless you count the Necrochasm, but even that quest, we can get lucky and get it all done in one go if RNG decides to play nice. Moving on though, it was time to go after our next exotic, the Eyes of Tomorrow. This exotic came out during Beyond Light with the return of our good friend Tannix. I was convinced that since 1000 Voices took forever, this exotic would hopefully go a little bit smoother. Traditionally, both of these exotics are usually not too hard to get when doing challenges like these. Conveniently, we already had 10 accounts created from all of the Last Wish torture, which meant that we were going to be able to do 30 attempts back to back to back without needing to create accounts, do New Light, make all of the characters, or purchase any DLCs. It was time to jump right in. We flew past the Sparrow part and quickly knocked out the first encounter. We were then met by Atrax, which was a brutal reminder of how much I miss Pantheon. Psst, Bungie, bring it back. After defeating Atrax, it was on to Taniks Phase 1 before we finally reached Taniks, who was the only person standing, or maybe in this case floating, between me and Eyes of Tomorrow. I was convinced that this exotic would come on my first account. I said a quick prayer to the RNG gods, and this was my fate.
Just land
Nope.
right here. Like right there.
No luck, unfortunately. Surely my second run would bear fruit. Here's what happened.
Nope.
Once again, nothing. Surely third time's the charm?
Orange.
That's just hiding.
Nope.
Oh, nope.
Sadly, our first account failed us. But lucky for us, we had more accounts where that came from. Hopefully this next account would be the account. Let's see what happened.
Nope. Nope.
Number 6 is the one.
4.4.
Nope.
Another 3 tries, and another 3 fails. My soul couldn't take another 20+ run exotic. All I could do is hope for the best and pray that RNG would have mercy on my soul. But before we do that, how many tries do you guys think it's gonna take? A, below 10 tries, B, between 10 and 20 tries, or C, above 20 tries? Let's find out. Pray for me.
Nope. 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 Nope.
That's not attractive. It's there. The first one scoot left. Oh my.
After 22 painful attempts across 8 different accounts, Eyes of Tomorrow finally dropped for us, bringing us up to the big 6 out of 12 exotics. Halfway there. For those of you that chose C, unfortunately you were right. Another 20+ exotic. I couldn't believe it. This just had to mean that we were due for a break on our next exotic. It just had to. The next exotic on our list was one that I had a bone to pick with. The exotic that destroyed our chances of doing this challenge on one account during Into the Light. You can check out that video here, by the way. This was gonna be personal. The next exotic on our list was Vex Mythoclast from the Vault of Glass raid. The first of the Destiny 1 raid reprisals to come to Destiny 2 during Beyond Light. With that being said, we were now past the 60-hour mark on no sleep. I couldn't believe that we were only just now getting the Vault of Glass. It didn't matter though. Getting Vex Mythoclast quickly could change everything right here. Lucky for us, since we were farming spoils earlier, we already had a gatekeeper checkpoint. All we needed to do was beat the encounter, and then we could confront Atheon. We get the encounter started and said a prayer to the RNG gods before rolling the dice. Here's how our first attempt went. Just kidding. This is what happiness looks like. This is what fairness looks like. This is not what reality looks like. Let's see how the attempt really went.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Pain. Absolute pain. Let me explain a little bit more about where I'm coming from too, because I know what you might be thinking. Has this really been that painful, all things considered? Well, usually exotics giving me a hard time is nothing I can't handle. But usually, if one exotic takes forever, the next one will give us a break. Or if 2 are difficult, then the next one will come quickly. But right now, it was just starting to feel like I couldn't catch a break. Anyways, maybe I'm speaking too soon. Surely Vex Mythoclast wouldn't take more than a few more accounts. You guys better get comfortable.
Nope. 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 Nope.
Finally! After 20 mind-numbing attempts, the Vex Mythoclast was finally mine. I couldn't believe yet again we had to do at least 20 attempts to get another raid exotic. What was happening? Why can't I catch a break? This was crushing me at this point, and I couldn't take much more of this. The only positive I could even slightly draw was that we were trending downwards. Each exotic had taken slightly less than the last. But that was pure copium. Drink copium, by the way, with code CB. Thank you guys so much again for helping me to get a flavor. I love you guys so much. Now, after watching all of this so far, you may be wondering, why in the world have I been neglecting a certain feature? Good old exotic boosters. And you'd be absolutely correct. I have been ignoring them. For 2 reasons, actually. The first reason is sheer bitterness. Every time I waste my time on exotic boosters, they always fail me. Like last challenge, where I had times 11 RNG boosters, wasted time flawlessing Vault of Glass, just to be laughed at as I failed my most heartbreaking challenge. That was the first reason, but believe it or not, there was a second reason as well. Remember I said earlier in the video that we would come back to Guardian ranks? Well, now's the time. I really don't like Guardian ranks due to how restricting it is. None of my characters have been able to use any mods because we aren't Guardian rank 5, and there's a ton of other things that are restricted if you go off the tracks and do your own thing in this game. Now, I know this normally wouldn't be that big a deal for players who only have one account, aka 99.9999999% of players, besides a certain idiot that you're staring right in the face right now. But while it pertains to me, when it comes to boosters, you actually can't claim triumphs until you're Guardian rank 3, believe it or not. I don't understand why triumphs need to be locked, but that's the reality we live in. Because of this, if I wanted to use RNG boosters on each of my 10 accounts, I'd have to waste even more time doing the EDZ chores, the Nessus chores, and the Pale Heart first mission that is required. Doing this once isn't that bad, but possibly doing this over 10 times was just time I didn't feel like wasting just to probably be let down. With that explanation out of the way, it was time for the next raid. We were now more than 64 hours into the challenge with no sleep, almost 3 full days. The next raid exotic on our list was Collective Obligation from the Vow of the Disciple raid that came out during Witch Queen. Funny enough, on contest mode I got this first try, so I was praying to tap into that luck once again. Lucky for us, we had already done Caretaker to get the spoils in the chest after it, so we were able to start at the exhibition encounter. After we finished that, it was on to my good friend Rolk. It was time to see if Collective Obligation would drop for us. Just kidding. It was actually time for a small nap. We were 65 hours in, and I knew if I could just squeeze in a 2-hour nap and grab a snack, I would be good to push forward. I also figured that this would be a good time to take a shower. I needed to wash off all of the bad luck I had been accumulating over the past almost 3 days. After the nap, it was on to Val. Surely, just surely, now that we were refreshed, we would finally be able to catch a break.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Oh, Bond,
Okay, I'll be right back on you guys.
Once again, 3 tries and 3 fails. My soul just couldn't take this again. It's important that we mention a change that Bungie made when Final Shape launched that definitely was noticeably taking an effect on us here. The -5 change to all legacy raids. This has affected the speedrunning and the low manning community, but it also is hurting us when it comes to Rolk. He's a much tighter one-phase, and because of this, we were pretty much always two-phasing him, which was bleeding so much time. The good news though is that despite that change, we're going to be getting Collective Obligation right here, right now, on this run, despite the changes. Then we're going to go into King's Fall, we're going to get Touch of Malice, which is the farmable raid, which is super convenient. Sorry, I manifested. After that pep talk, we got on my second account, and we tried our luck again. Here was my fate.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
We're due a break. It has to be now.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
What a game we play. Another double-digit one.
Please.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
There.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Nice bond. Nice bond.
Is.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
No.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Way.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Okay, clearly there's a way. I had officially hit my breaking point. I only had 2 accounts left. Why couldn't I catch a break on any of the exotics? This was ridiculous. We were now over the 75-hour mark. This was absolute madness. Let's recap just how awful our luck has been so far. Legend of Acrius took 240 spoils, 1000 Voices took 27 attempts, Anarchy and Tarbah both also took 240 spoils, Divinity took 1 time since it's a quest, Eyes of Tomorrow took 22 tries, Vex Mythoclast took 20 tries, and now we had failed Collective Obligation 24 times. I couldn't take much more of this. I decided that if it didn't drop in these next 6 attempts, then I was done, and that it officially defeated me. We were approaching the 80-hour mark, and I just don't think my soul could take any more new light. We jump onto my 9th account to see if maybe, just maybe, this account would be the one to keep this challenge alive. Let's see it, please.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Once again, another failed account. We only had 1 account left. There was no way that we could fail 30 straight times. There was just no way. I don't know who I upset, but the RNG gods were clearly not happy. All I could do is hope that this final account would be the account. I tried my first attempt, and here was my fate.
Come home, man. Just come home. Just come home, man. Bro, can I buff my RNG?
Please not again. Please. Here was our second attempt.
Is he still charging? Please. Maybe the secret isn't 29. Maybe it's that I'm turning 30. Maybe that's the secret. Maybe the secret is it's supposed to be on 30, because that's how old I'm gonna be.
Well, it was all gonna come down to this. One final chance. If I failed this, that would be 30 fails, and this challenge would be officially over. I said one final prayer, and then we killed Rolk one more time. Here's what happened.
The witness can't forgive you. Bog already killed him. Alright. Come on. Please.
Despair, pain, sadness, emptiness, regret, defeat. Those were some of the words going through my brain. 30 tries and 30 fails. After more than 78 hours. That unfortunately marked the end of the challenge. But we did learn a lot. 1, I need to take advantage of Valve the Disciple being the farmable raid. 2, spoils are actually a lot easier to farm than we realized going into this challenge. 3, exotic boosters might have been worth it here despite my PTSD. And 4, 30 straight rolks during an almost 80-hour stream is enough to break any man. Mark my words though, I will be back. If you enjoyed this challenge, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel and follow the Twitch at twitch.tv/cbgray if you want to see the next challenge live. Thank you so much again to our patrons for making this possible. And just like that, this concluded the story of how I streamed for 3 days, 6 hours, 7 minutes, and 24 seconds, trying to collect all 12 raid exotics until I lost my mind. Thanks for watching.